Welcome to today's video. Today I am creating this fall makeup look, but I wanted to do it a little bit different. I wanted to kind of address the concerns that I have when the temperature cools down and we transition into fall when it comes to my skin. My skin just kind of gets dull and lifeless and matte, and any type of glow that I have, I'm like fighting to keep it alive. So I wanted this fall look to incorporate kind of a natural, healthy, glowy looking complexion, but I wanted to keep the eyes more on the matte side. I really wanted to, I don't know about you, why is that? Why is it when fall comes around we kind of lean more matte? I don't know why that is, but that's what I was feeling today. So that's what we created. I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, one of my favorite palettes. I feel like it's very, very fall-esque, although I would use this palette year-round. But if you're looking for a good palette for fall colors, this one has you covered. It definitely leans on the more warmer side, but I love the shade range in here. I love the formulas. I think every formula that she comes out with is easy to work with and to blend. So that's what we are working with on the eyes. On the skin, I'm using the La Mer Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation. This is a great foundation for fall, winter because it really does give the skin life. It is long wearing, but it's long wearing without the the matte or the over drying matte look. It's just a beautiful, beautiful foundation that gives your skin life. So everything else I'm using will be in the description box below. Everything is from Nordstrom. This video is in collaboration and partnership with Nordstrom, which is like my favorite destination to shop. You guys know that. If you've been following me for even like a week, you know that I love me some Nordstrom. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's get this hair back. So I am currently testing the Dyson Airwrap, and today I used it for the first time after working out and having like sweaty hair. So I washed my hair yesterday and dried it yesterday, and I actually tested the Airwrap. That video will be coming, actually it will probably be up before this video goes up, but I'm basically comparing the Dyson Airwrap to my normal dryer and round brush. But today I didn't wash my hair. I did work out. It got all sweaty, it messed up my hair. I slept on it, and I used the Airwrap in one of its attachments to kind of just like freshen up my hairstyle, and I really like the way that it turned out. So there is that. I have all my skincare on. Right now we're gonna go ahead and start with foundation. Actually, I take that back. We're gonna start with, I guess we can call this a primer. This is the Hollywood Flawless Filter product by Charlotte Tilbury. It really gives the skin life. You can use this a lot of different ways. I like to wear it underneath foundation. You can certainly wear it on top of foundation or wear it alone if you want. So I like to apply it kind of on the high planes of my face where you would normally highlight. And applying it under your foundation is going to give you a really like natural looking glow because you are going to go over this with foundation. It's not going to be like beaming in your face. So that is kind of a benefit if you like a little bit of a highlight, but you don't want it to be too intense. And I'm just kind of blending this into the skin. You can also use your fingers. You don't really have to use a brush. Okay, so now that I got my glow on, I'm gonna go in with my foundation, and I'm using the I'm using the La Mer Soft Fluid Foundation, and I am the shade 150 Natural. I had a subscriber message me because I guess La Mer might have recently changed the shade names or something, but I am 150 Natural, so I don't know if that's the new foundation name or if they've changed it to something different, but that is what I am. And I'm just gonna start in the center of my face and kind of press it and then buff it into the skin. This foundation has a little bit of a fragrance to it. I actually really like it. I can't put my finger on it, like what it smells like, but I just like the smell of it. So I really like this foundation. It is definitely a luxury foundation at $120, but it's really beautiful, you guys. It really, really is. If you are struggling to find a foundation that looks very natural on the skin, doesn't look heavy, is a good, I would say, buildable to a medium coverage foundation. You're not really gonna get full coverage out of this foundation, but let's be honest. I mean, do we really like full coverage anymore? I know some of us do, and I say that, and there are days that I love full coverage. But day to day, I don't want to look like I have that much makeup on my skin. It just magnifies every little imperfection or texture on my skin. So a good natural to medium coverage is like perfect. And this one just makes the skin look so beautiful. It truly does make the skin look so healthy and pretty. And as far as like longevity, it's good, you guys. It is good. I mean, I'm not gonna claim that this is like a, 16-hour wear foundation, but a good solid 10, 12 hours. I mean, if you keep your powder and touch up, depending on your skin type, if you have it around, it just looks pretty. It doesn't move. I really, really like it. So I would recommend this, despite the price point. I would recommend this to someone that has really been searching for, has tried so many foundations and you just can't find the perfect one. This is worth a shot. Go to Nordstrom and at least get a sample of it and test it out and then decide for yourself. And a little bit goes a long way. I used a whole pump and you can see that I still have some left, and quite honestly, I don't even feel like I need anymore, but we're not gonna let that pump go to waste. So we're just gonna kind of build it and get a little more coverage in the center of the face. My ring is making a lot of noises. So for concealer, I want to keep the concealer along the same lines as the foundation. I want it to be natural. I want it to be light. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Concealer, and I believe that I have the shade Fair, number 4 Fair. I'm gonna just give it a little pump and apply it right underneath the eyes. I like this foundation. I like this concealer because it is more on the natural side. So the days that you want more of a natural looking skin, this is a great one. I also use this the days that I want a little coverage in the morning. I'm going to the gym, but I don't want to put on a lot of makeup. Because it is natural, it blends into the skin really easily, and it's not like you're gonna have like full coverage and then nothing. And I'm just gonna blend it in with my Sigma F79, is it F79 brush? Yes, F79 brush. I need to wash this guy really bad. Gonna press it in. It also blends in super quick because it is so lightweight. And I'm just gonna kind of take whatever is left over and run it across my eyelid. I like this brush because it really gets around the whole eye well. It's shaped really nicely. So even though it's kind of large, it does have a tapered tip, so it just fits in there so perfectly, right in the inner corner. Okay, so to set my foundation, I'm gonna go in with the powder by La Mer. I love this powder. It's really, really nice, you guys. I also like the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder if you want. I think that it's just as good if you want something that's a little lower of a price point, because this guy is like $100. But I bought them, so I'm gonna use them. And I'm just kind of loading my brush up. I'm gonna just kind of shake off the excess because I don't like to use too much powder. Just give me what I need, but not more than what I need. And I'm just gonna kind of set in the center of the face a bit. What I like about this powder is it's gonna set the foundation, but it's not gonna take away that glow. And I am being very light-handed with it. Particularly, I wanna get it underneath the eyes. Okay, and so there we have it. Next, I'm gonna apply my bronzer, and I'm going to use the Hourglass, yes, Luminous Bronze Light. And as you can see, this is one of my favorites. I've hit pan on this bronzer. I'd probably say this is my favorite bronzer. If I had to pick a favorite, this would be it. And the reason why is because it has, I think Hourglass makes some of the best powders. I'll first start with that. They are so like finely milled and soft, and they pretty much all of them I think have a little bit of a sheen to them, which honestly, when the Hourglass first launched, I didn't know how I felt about that. Like I was kind of a little scared of the shine. I didn't want to look sweaty or oily, but the way that they go on the skin, you guys, it's just like such a fine sheen that really what it does is it softens things. It gives like this like blurring effect, and it gives the like most subtle glow to the skin. It's very, very nice. It's just like, it's a very controlled glow. It's so beautiful. They're probably some of my favorite powders, especially in the pressed formula. So I'm just gonna kind of dust this just a little bit on my cheeks, and then I'm gonna kind of bring it around the hairline just so I have a nice consistent bronze look and I don't just have, you know, a bronze streak. And then I'm gonna take it even and dust it on the center of my nose, center of my face, my nose. For blush, I'm gonna use an Hourglass product. It is the blush in Incandescent Electra. It is this really pretty pink with a lot of like highlight marbled through it. And I'm gonna pop this right on the apples of my cheek. It's gonna give a very light color to the cheeks. I'm just gonna smile, pop it on that big apple that I have, and then just blend it down. This blush actually gives more color than you would think. When you look at it, you see more of a highlight marbled through than you see pink, but that pink pigment packs just the right amount of punch. It's so, so nice and soft. It's kind of like, I would say it's kind of like foolproof blush. It's like foolproof blush. It's like foolproof, why can't I speak? It's like foolproof blush. There we go. I tend to speak too fast. Okay, so for brows, I'm just gonna fill my brows in with my favorite brow pencil, and then I'm going to set them with a brow gel. I am due for a brow appointment, I think next week or the week after I have a brow appointment. And let me just say that it could not come soon enough. And to set my brows and keep them in place, I'm gonna use the Hourglass Brow Gel, and I am the shade Warm Brunette. I like this brow gel because the wand is like the perfect size. It's short. It is a little fat, so if you have very, very thin brows, you might prefer something that has a more precise, skinnier wand, but you can see that it's real short. So for me, it's a good size. And if you have brows more full than me, it would definitely be a good size for you too. So I've applied eye primer. I'm gonna go in and apply my shadow. And today I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. This is probably one of my favorites of her palettes, along with the Modern Renaissance palette. I love them both. If I had to pick over the two, I'd probably pick this one. I just think it's stunning and beautiful, and it's very, very, very fall appropriate. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start building my crease with this shade right here. It's called Burnt Orange. It's just a very nice matte, perfect transition shade for anyone that is slightly lighter skin tone than me to even a little bit darker than me. If you are darker, they have this one here, which is called Rustic, which would be a good option. And then if you're really fair, Orange Soda would be a good option. So I like that this palette has really great options for transition shades. So I'm gonna go in with Burnt Orange, and I'm just going to kind of give a nice like wash in the crease. What I love about her shadows is they are so pigmented. You don't need to really like dig in your palette to get good color payoff. You just lightly swirl it in your pan, and I mean, it just is beautiful. It blends out so, so nice. I love all the formulas, whether they're matte or shimmer, they just blend so easily and they're so easy to work with. So I'm just gonna kind of blend that all the way across the crease. In today's look, we're gonna stick with more mattes. I might add a little bit of a shimmer somewhere, but the overall look is gonna be pretty matte. I'm going to do something a little bit different than you guys typically see, where I do a shimmer on the lid and a matte in the crease. I know that's kind of my standard go-to look. I've got something on my lip here. What is that? A piece of skin, I don't know. And the reason I do that, the reason I always like kind of default to shimmer on the lid, matte in the crease, is because of how shimmer and matte affect light. So, you know, shimmer reflects light. I'm trying to create the illusion of a very like wide open eye. I want my lid to protrude a bit. I want my crease to set back a little bit. And because shimmer reflects light and matte recedes light, that's why I always do that. So if you're wondering like, why does she always do that? That is why. But today we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna do mostly a matte look. I think that that's real appropriate for fall. Not to say you can't use shimmer in the fall, but I do find myself gravitating more towards mattes in the fall. And now I've started to take that same shade a little bit more on the lid. I just decided that it's just so pretty, kind of goes with my vibe and my sweater. So we're just gonna take that and build it onto the lid. Okay, so next, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna use this shade right here. It's called Orange Soda. It's lighter, and it's like a really kind of like almost like a sorbet peach shade. I think that's a good way to describe that. And I'm gonna load up my flat shader brush, and I'm gonna pop this right here onto the eyelid. So you can see that even though that's lighter than the shade we did in the crease, let me scoot you guys closer. There we are. So you can see that even though it's a lighter shade, it's not a huge contrast, right? It's not like my typical light on the lid, deeper in the crease look. It's more of kind of a monochromatic, kind of gradual, very, very subtle gradual shift in depth of color. I'm just gonna pack that onto the lid. We're definitely going very warm, very orangey with this look. So pretty. This makes me feel very fall, very like pumpkin spice And I like the idea of having like a glowier skin and more matte eyes, especially in the fall. You know, it gets colder, our skin changes, my skin dries out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm all about giving my skin more life. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Sienna, and it is a really, really warm, it looks a little more orange on camera, but it's kind of more red in the pan. I'm gonna use the same brush that I just used. I'm gonna pick up, I'm gonna use the tip of the brush this time. Just a minute ago I was using the flat side. Now I'm gonna use the tip of the brush because, so I wanna apply it just right here on the outer kind of half of the lid and the like very center of the crease. Kind of pack, 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 pack. Okay. Then I'm going to, once I have it where I want it, then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take more of a tapered crease brush and I'm just gonna kind of work it back and forth to like blend it out so you don't see any like harsh lines where I applied that. If you're really skilled, you can just use a good tapered crease brush, but I like to, I don't know, I like to show you guys different tricks to get that real precise blended eye if you have a hard time controlling like fatter crease brushes. All right, and now I'm just going back and forth to make sure things are even. Okay, so I think the kind of final step in my eye makeup on top is to take like my fluffy soft crease brush and just run it over a little bit. Not necessarily grabbing more product, but just using the softness of that to just make everything soft and pretty. I think we accomplished that. Okay, the next, let's see what we want to do on the lower lash line. I kind of think I want to do something fun. I kind of feel like, I'm looking in the monitor and looking at the palette, I kind of feel like it would be really, really fun to use this shade right here. It's called Sultry, and it is a highly shimmery, like rosy pink shade. So we're just gonna give that a try and see how that looks. Let's grab a nice little tiny brush that can control that shadow. We're gonna use the Smudge It brush and I'm just gonna run that right on my lower lash line. So nice, so pretty. That shimmer just gives it a little bit of flair. Okay, this eye look, I think this eye look would look beautiful on any color eye. I actually think it would look really gorgeous on brown eyes. I was gonna say that it's like a green eye, like perfect combination, but this would look stunning on brown eyes, especially brown eyes with a little bit of green or like honey tone to them. This would be so pretty. Okay, so I'm decided just to go ahead and make this a little thicker and smokier. Because it does have that shimmer to it, I can make it a little thicker and it's still very soft. Okay, so I'm gonna apply a little liner and I'll be right back. Okay, so for mascara, I'm gonna use the Chanel Le Volume mascara and I'm just gonna like coat the tips of my extensions just to add a little bit of drama because I feel like the eye look definitely can handle it. And then I'm gonna run it on my lower lash line. This mascara is very, very volumizing, so you really don't need a lot of it. Without lash extensions, this was the mascara I would always go to. You guys remember, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love this guy. It is so volumizing, and it's a great lengthening too, but if you have short, thin lashes like I do, I mean, it just checks all the boxes for you. Okay, so we are done with eyes. We're gonna move on to lips. For lips, I'm gonna keep the lips kind of simple. I think I'm gonna go in and use the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick. I haven't used this in a while. It is the shade Sultriness. And I do have a little bit of lip balm on. So this is a very comfortable matte lipstick. It almost like it almost feels like it does feel like a powdery kind of matte finish. It gives the lips a very soft matte look. It doesn't look harsh. It's very like soft and diffused kind of matte, but I do have a lip balm on, especially in the fall when my skin is drier. If I am leaning towards a matte lipstick, I want something down on my lips to give it a little more slip and more comfort. Now, because the whole idea of this lipstick is that really soft, diffused, kind of powdery matte look, I don't want to apply a lip liner. I want everything to be soft and how many times can I say the word soft? I just want it to be like a soft, like diffused kind of lip. So that's what we have. All right, let's take the hair down. Zhuzh, reel you guys out a bit. And there you have it, you guys, a very warm, kind of spicy makeup look for fall. I think it's very, very, very fall appropriate. I really like the way the glowy skin and the matte lips and eyes kind of work together. I think it's a really nice balance of giving you that healthy, glowy look, but still like playing into those fall vibes. So I'm really loving it. Oh, I love the way the eyes turned out. I just love this palette. It's such a fantastic palette. I think that if you are just starting off on Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes and you're not sure which one to get, I would have to say, I'm trying to think of the other ones I have. I'd have to say this is probably my favorite. This would be my recommendation. What I love about all of her palettes is they really have a great shade for brow. I say this all the time, but they have a great shade for brow and a great option for a transition shade. And then they have tons of colors to kind of change the look. Lots of versatility. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys like this look. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It is finally chilly enough to wear a sweater. This one I just got actually from Nordstrom yesterday. I will have it linked in. I picked up a few sweaters, so I'm really excited to bust them out and wear them. Although I was looking at the forecast and it's like 90 degrees in a few days. No! Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you Nordstrom for partnering with me on this video. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic day and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.